There is not going to be a jungle kind of law where somebody is just picked and beaten up and jailed, which is right. But this must be fast-tracked. I think the frustration of the people of Kenya, the time that is taken to do these investigations, that there must also be an end to investigations and prosecution. I think in that regard, I totally agree with the rest of the country, that we need to move with speed and ensure that the people who are continuing to loot the wealth of this country, to denying this country development, must face the law, and the sooner the better.
He also talked about the judiciary and the slow pace, and he actually even spoke to the Chief Justice and said that it cannot be just one or two branches of government that are going to fight this. He even went ahead to say that some members of the judiciary were mentioned, and he's even revoked an appointment of a judge. Do you also feel like the judiciary is not moving at the same pace with regards to this war on corruption?
I think the judiciary is part and parcel of this country. We are not expecting angels from heaven here. And I think that this war really ought to have started with the judiciary.
Amesema kwamba hawezi kama rais kujumuishwa na magazeti, sio? Lakini kama wale ambao wamehusika na mambo ya upelelezi, mambo ya kuchunguza mambo haya, kesho, one day in politics is very long time. Pengine kesho mtaona action, in my view. Vile ambaye amesema no holds barred. Hakuna mapendeleo, hakuna hofu. Ni lazima mambo haya vita hivi vipate ushindi mkubwa. So I think the president is very clear, and you don't expect him to read a list. I don't think that is right, because he must have said adherence to the rule of law, fidelity to the constitution. But I think that the writing is clearly on the wall. But one thing you must have observed, both houses of parliament, you could see the clapping or whatever. Mahali mtu anaona anagusoguswa, yeye mwenyewe anaanza kujifurahisha kwa kivyake. But the bottom line is this fight against corruption must be won.
The public have every reason to feel disappointed because they expect to see some faster action, because justice is important, but also justice delayed is justice denied. Okay? And there's some genuine concern and anger and despair in the minds of the public. For instance, I personally believe, as much as the president is consistent in saying that he wants to make sure that the law is followed and everybody is heard, I also think that there are some individuals who are holding public office who have been regular visitors to institutions that are charged with investigating corruption. They also owe it to the Kenyans to move out of those institutions and not wait for the president to tell them to exit or for the court to start pursuing them. Because the longer they stay in the office, the more people feel that the investigations are being interfered with. So it is also important that that bit is held. The other aspect of it is that I hope the legislator in Jubilee, who had this intention of bringing a motion to dilute the powers of the investigative and prosecutorial agencies, will heed the word of the president. If the president is committed to fighting corruption, then his party should not attempt to whittle down the powers of the investigative agencies.